In this video, we're going to talk about how to glow up mentally. Make sure that you watch my video on how to glow up physically and also how to glow up spiritually, because I think the three of them, they make a special trinity to help you glow up in all areas of your life. So make sure you check those as well. Today, we're going to talk about how to glow up mentally and why it's so important. I would say that this is the highest at the pillar. Your mind is everything. Everything that reflects around you is because it's a creation of your own mind, your own feeling, your own emotions, and everything gets reflected externally. So it's very important that you start glowing up your mind before anything else, because everything else will come with it. If you don't have a good sense of worthiness and deserving and willpower, you're going to probably not want to do the physical parts. You're not going to want to do the spiritual parts because you might feel disconnected, etc. So it's super important to make sure that you want to glow up mentally. And how do we start this glow up sessions, etc.? I would say that the most important thing is to understand where you're at and where you want to go. So that is a strategy. We need a strategy. Where do we want to go? What do we want to become? And why? Why do we want to stay away from what we are right now and evolve into that person, into that higher person that we think we can become? There is some form of itchiness going on in your life right now that is pushing you, and I'm really happy for that to be happening, because that is the reason and that is your sign to make sure that you take the necessary steps to force yourself a little bit. Growth isn't comfortable, to grow and go on to the next level, and so on and so forth. And if you learn how to do this is going to come naturally and the next steps, so it's going to be easier. So, first things first, once we have our understanding of where we want to go, I want you to write it down. Who do you want to be? And write it down in the present tense so that it feels odd, it feels weird, because we're not that person yet. But I want you to feel weird. And once you've felt that weirdness, I want you to write down the thoughts that come after that. Imagine, I want to be, or I want to become an athlete, right? I want to run a marathon, and let's say a marathon rather than athlete. I think I'm a bit old right now, and I don't really particularly want to do that. So I want to run a marathon, and I'm going to write in my notebook, I run a marathon every year. The first thought that comes to my mind is, oh my gosh, that's such a lie, because A, that's super difficult, B, I'm super not healthy right now, and C, I can't run. So those would be, hypothetically, my three answers to that question. Why can I not do it? And I want you to dissect each of those answers that you give to yourself and annulate it. I want you to refute the shite out of that. Why? Because those are just excuses. Those are what they call limiting beliefs. And we need to start with a blank slate, because otherwise those limiting beliefs are going to come in and they're not going to let you go where you want to be. And that's not part of our strategy, remember? So that's the first part of glowing up mentally. Second part, read. I can't stress this enough. Nourish your mind. Your mind is to be learning every single day. You can't go to bed without having learned something new that day. Otherwise, to me, that's a day wasted. Day gone. You can't live like that. You need to nourish both your body, watch that video, and also your mind. And the thing is that we are so spoiled because we have at our fingertips so much knowledge from other authors that have dedicated years, if not a lifetime, to grasp and gather all those thoughts and all those, maximums and important lessons in one book that costs you virtually nothing. What is £10? Nothing for a wealth of knowledge from a lifetime. That's nothing. So make sure that you pick different topics. Of course, you might want to start with self-help if that's what you want to do. You want to become better, etc. I would go with very good self-help books, which I probably will make a video on which are the ones that you can start with, and also gradually try to include other type of literature. And the more you nourish your mind, the more attractive you become, because people are going to be drawn to you. And I've noticed this so much. The more you can talk about different things, different topics, and have a wider knowledge of the world, the more people are going to be drawn to you and interested in, oh, who's this person? They know so much about life. They know so much about the world. They can understand how I'm feeling, or they can't understand what's going on in the world, or they have a wide perspective on life. And that's super attractive. Let me tell you, that is so important to have in a world where everything is content, and sometimes content is not even curated. It's so important to nourish your mind with good things. That brings me to the third point, which is make sure that you clean your mindset every so often. And this is very wishy-washy because there are so many things that you can cleanse your mind. First thing, social media. So how often do you feel drained by a session of scrolling, doom scrolling, both on Instagram, YouTube Shorts, TikTok, wherever? I don't feel Facebook is a good example here because who uses Facebook anyway? But you get the gist. When you get out of social media and when you have been wasting, because it's wasting, you don't get anything from it unless you work with social media and you use it for your business. If you have that doom scrolling, it's such a drain, because not only your brain has a lot to process because you're feeding it so much stuff that it doesn't really know where you're at. You also have no tools to know what type of content you want to watch or see. You're just a puppet to the algorithm that thinks that you're going to like this, or this sort of video, might it be scary or not, is going to impact you, and this other video is going to bother you and cause a reaction. The thing is that social media wants you to keep on social media. So it's very important, guys, to make sure that you understand what you're feeding your mind and take full control of that. And I'm saying this with full knowledge because I had to delete my social media. It got too much. I have ADHD and it's super draining for my brain, and I end up being like a headless chicken once I have been doom scrolling. Is that the easiest thing and best thing to do in this day and age? Probably not, but it's what my mind needed and what my brain needed, and I'm better off without it. I don't know if I will be back to it. I probably will, because I want to gradually be able to handle it well. But again, taking a social media break, best thing you can do to your brain. Another thing is that for your mindset, to make sure that you are in the right mindset, make sure that you take some time out. And sometimes we are in relationships, we're in, friendships, and we are in situations where we need to step away and let it be, let it happen, and then come back to it, refresh. So if you're going through a hard situation right now and your goal is to glow up, I would highly recommend you to step outside, go for a walk, or even a virtual walk, like, okay, I walk away from this right now, I'm not available for this, declare that to yourself. And then whenever you feel a little bit more powerful and more strongly about the situation, go back to it. And again, try not to make it bother you, because sometimes people just do their best with what they have. So just try to understand it from a higher perspective, which if you step away, you're gonna get anyway. Another thing I think is number 4 regarding your mindset and, glowing up mentally, is to understand and have a very strong why. So this is also correlated to the first point, which is having a strategy, etc. But I want you to have a very solid why. Why you want this time to glow up. Why you want certain things in your life and why you want them now. Why have you decided that now is a good time? I want you to write that stuff down, because if you hold that dear, if you hold it close to you, that is going to be the thing that drives you most. And sometimes this is a bit off because, you can't really act from anger. But if you have something that has happened to you, someone has done you wrong, someone has cheated on you, someone has, I don't know, not taken you or taken you for granted, I want you to hold that thought. I want you to really hold that thought and have it for you to be able to say, I deserve better. I am glowing up because I am no longer available for that stuff. I am no longer available to be taken for granted. And I owe this to myself. And I need to glow up, and I need to make sure that I surround myself with what I want to see and with whom I want to be, because that's what I deserve. I no longer want to be on this situation. I put it outside, but I'm going to make sure that it's there so that I remember it. Guys, the times that I've glown up, that I had the best glow ups have been when I have been done wrong. And when I have been done wrong, I have, maybe it's not the best spiritual way to do it, but I have achieved stuff. Because I have that thing of, I'll show you, I'll show you, and I'll show me that have worked wonders. So it's very important that you also have that very strong why, because that way you will have a very strong because. And that's the most powerful thing you can have. Also, let's take this as a bonus. I didn't think that this would come up, but it's important. The way that you behave every day takes you either closer or further away from your glow up. That means if you behave in the manner, you have every situation, every opportunity to behave as you want, okay? But if you choose to behave in the manner of the person that you want to become, you're one step closer to becoming that person, because guess what? You are part that person already, because you are behaving as that person, and gradually you're going to become that person that behaves in a certain way. Put your shoulders back, stand up tall, carry yourself with pride, steam your clothes or iron them. Make sure you take pride on how you look. Make sure you take pride on how you speak, on the fire that you show, or maybe just the calmness. I don't know, I'm more fiery person, but if you instigate calmness among people, that's super powerful as well. So carry yourself with pride. Embrace fully who you are. And if you're not there, like Rihanna said it, just fake it till you make it. Fake every single thing, even though you might feel a bit icky because you're not that person yet, or you feel like you're an imposter. I don't care. People don't think about you. Do you think people are thinking about you right now? People aren't thinking about you. They're thinking about themselves. So make sure you think about yourself and you carry yourself with pride. You carry yourself with strength, and you carry yourself as the person that you want to become, because there's no way going back. There is a possibility of you also carrying yourself badly and, with your hunch back, or how do you call it? I don't know. But you know what I mean, like sluggish. You're not that person. You don't want to become that person. Why you keep on being that person? If you want to be another person, you need to be another person. You need to make sure that you carry yourself like that person would carry themselves. Okay, I think that's understood. If not understood, leave me a comment down below and ask me why, how, when, where, all the WH questions. Although how is not a WH question. Anyway, my loves, I'll see you in my next video, which is about how to glow up spiritually. And that's one of the best ones, let me tell you. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, and all that good stuff. And share with people that might need a little bit of a push, or just, hear me talking. I'll see you. Bye.